3 minutes. Okay, live. Okay. I hope we can start. Yes. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the webinar, How to Select Your First Semester Courses in 10 Steps. My name is Maya Parmakova. I am the director of the Academic Advising Center at the American University in Bulgaria. And I will be with you for the next hour talking about selecting courses. Before we get started, I would like to say 3 things. The first one, congratulations to all of you for your acceptance. Choosing AUBG is a great choice, and I'm sure you will have a great time and you will learn a lot at AUBG. Number 2, I would like to thank all of you who already contacted me and asked questions. Great questions, by the way, and all of this shows me that you are very well prepared and you have done your homework before coming to AUBG. And the third thing, I would like to thank my colleagues from admissions. The webinar is their idea, and I'm very delighted to have the chance to chat with you before you come to campus. So thank you, admissions colleagues, and very special thanks to Victor, who is here next to me, making me feel very comfortable and safe because he's providing the technical support for the webinar. Without him, honestly, I wouldn't be able to do it. Thank you, Victor.
Hey, hello everyone. Nice to meet you and enjoy this webinar.
I'm sure it will be very helpful and you will get most of the questions answered. Okay, here is the plan. I will have a presentation for about 15-20 minutes. And after that, I will leave it up for questions. So while listening to me, you're welcome to ask your questions after the end of the presentation. Victor just went out for a second to make sure everything is working properly. And I would like to make sure you can hear me and you can see me well. I hope this is the case so that we can get started. Here he comes back, so I'm relaxed again. Victor is back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Behind the scenes, although.
Okay. Everything works well? Everything
Yeah.
is okay. So hopefully you guys can see me and hear me well, and we can get to the point. All right, so we can move to the presentation and the slides of the presentation. Thank you, Victor. Okay, we're getting there. Here we are. Okay. All right. How to select your first semester courses in 10 steps. Okay. Almost there. Thank you for your patience. There we are. Okay. So yeah, that was good to move to the first slide, which is about your first year at AUBG. It's about making choices. And the main goal of the tutorial is to be a guide for you throughout these choices. As this is we still have a struggle with showing the presentation. And the slideshow, is this? Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for your patience. Everything was checked and working properly before we started, but there are some challenges always on the way, which is very normal and okay. We are doing our best to fix it. Is this the one?
I hope.
Okay. Okay, this is kind of a test again to make sure that you see the slides of the presentation. And we will get started in a second. Just some more checks to make sure everything is okay, everything is working. I truly hope that this is only marking a start of a communication between you and myself. Victor gives me a sign that it's all ready and you can view the presentation. Wonderful, thank you, Victor. Okay, we now need the next slide. Again, your first year at AUBG, it's all about making choices. So the main goal of the presentation will be to be a guide for you through the choices you will be making regarding your first semester schedule. And I'm sure this is the next most exciting thing after you were accepted to AUBG, knowing what is that you're going to study in your first semester at AUBG. Absolutely exciting thing. So I'll walk you through this process. Hopefully this is give you some more light into your selection. All right. First step and first question that you will be asking yourself will be, how many classes 5 or 6 classes, which is about 15 to 17 credit hours. Normally classes at AUBG carry 3 or 4 credits. So if I apply a simple math here, that means that you will need an average of 15 credit hours per semester in order to graduate within 4 years. Very simple. 15 credits each semester, and you will be ready to graduate in 4 years. Okay. So your next steps will include choosing among some groups of courses. The first group are the so-called foundation courses, and I will give example of what is foundation course afterwards. The second group of courses you will be choosing from are courses related to your major or majors. They could be prerequisite courses, courses which you need to cover before enrolling in a major course. They will be required courses, the courses which actually build the major, and elective courses for the major, courses that you simply choose and are related for the major. The third group of courses you will be choosing from are the general education courses. And the last group are the so-called elective and language courses. And I will explain to you one by one and give examples about each of these groups. Step 2 is choosing one of the foundation courses at AUBG. It's called English 101 Exposition and carries 4 credits. Ironically, this class is already chosen for you. Every first semester student will have this course in their schedule. One of the foundation courses to be taken in your first semester. Next step, number 3, is related to another foundation course. It's Math 100 Introductory Mathematics, also 3 credit course. This is a prerequisite course for other introductory mathematics and some science courses. And while placing your course request in the AUBG course registration portal, you will have an option to sign for the placement test for this course during the orientation session. If you pass the placement test, you will free space for another course in your schedule. I would like to make a note here for those of you who have taken the SAT and have submitted your results to AUBG or are planning to submit the results as soon as possible, and you have SAT math score session at least 590. If you have this score, you don't have to consider taking Math 100 Introductory Mathematics. So it's a good news for you. And again, if you haven't taken the SAT, you have a choice to go through the placement test during orientation. So also a good option for you. We continue with the other steps. Step number 4 applies to another foundation course. It's English 100, English Structure and Grammar. Also 3-credit course, foundation course for your verbal skills. The same thing applies here. You will be able to choose the opportunity to go through a placement test for this course during orientation. And if you pass the placement test, you will have a space for another course in your schedule. And the same note, similar to Math 100, if you have taken the SAT, you submitted your results to AUBG, and you have SAT reading score at least 25, you don't have to consider taking the English 100 course. Okay, we continue with the other step. Step number 5 applies to another foundation course, Statistics, 3-credit course. This course is to be taken in your first year. Now you have the option whether to take it in your first semester or in your second semester. You have a little bit of a freedom here. Now, one recommendation from me as advisor, as well as from other advisors, is that before taking statistics, the student makes sure to cover Math 100 Introductory Mathematics. That will ease up the process for you. All right. And the end of the foundation courses, which comes with 0 credits, is the course AUB 100, Steps for Success. This course consists of workshops which are conducted by AUBG professors, and is designed to help you make your transition from high school to university. Main idea is to help you develop some necessary skills to be successful throughout your academic career. Some of the example topics may include identifying your learning style, managing stress, course is a required course for the political science major, and eventually, if you're interested, signing into this particular course. Okay. Okay. Almost to step 6. We have 4 more steps until you finalize your schedule. With step 7, we move to the other group of courses you will be selecting from, the general education courses. We have a list here of categories within this group of courses, and you will be choosing your gen ed courses from 7 categories. Aesthetic expression is the first category, and every student in AUBG will need 1 course from this category. This is the group of fine art courses. You will be able to choose from theater, drawing, music, whatever is interesting for you. Historical analysis is the second category, and every student will need to cover 2 courses while at AUBG in historical analysis. Textual analysis category includes also 2 courses, moral and philosophical reasoning, another 2 courses, quantitative reasoning, these are the math courses, 2 courses for every student. Scientific investigation, these are the science courses like physics, environmental studies, or biology. You will choose one from this group. And social and cultural analysis, 2 courses in this category. So in total, 12 courses, and you decide how to take them throughout your 4 years of studies at AUBG. This is again part of the general education program, which complements the majors at AUBG. Okay, moving to the next step, step number 8, which applies to the elective and language courses. What is an elective course? The elective courses do not count towards neither the majors nor the GNET program. They simply bring you credits, knowledge, or fun. For example, if you decide to take INF 150 Personal Productivity with Information Technology, this will be considered an elective course if you're not pursuing the information system major. You simply would like to take it because you would like to get the knowledge of the course. And this will be an elective course for you. We continue now with some more information about the language courses. The next step. Language courses, we have some notes here about language courses. You will have the opportunity to enroll in introductory French, introductory German, or introductory Bulgarian or Spanish if you would like to start learning a new language. A couple of notes here. Language proficiency is a requirement only for the European Studies major. The other majors at AUBG do not require language proficiency. So if you decide to enroll in language courses just to master a course that you already studied or start learning a new course, probably this will be elective opportunity for you. Another note is that sometimes some of the language courses are counted both as GNET courses as elective courses. MLL 175, Introduction to Language and Culture, is an introductory course to the language and culture minor and is also considered a general education course in the social and cultural analysis category. And another note here in the languages, there are some intermediate level language courses, such as the one listed, which could be taken also both as general education courses and elective courses. And the final note that if you are interested in enrolling in some higher level language course, you could do that. The only thing you need to do is meet with the language instructor at the start of the semester and take a placement test. The instructor will be able to tell you which is the level you eventually could enroll, and you continue studying the language, actually waiving the introductory parts. That's also a good opportunity for you. Now, if we move to the next slide, we will have a summary of the choices we have made so far from the 4 groups of courses I already introduced to you. So this is an example of a schedule for a first semester student. English 101 Exposition is a foundation course. Everybody takes it in their first semester. Next, Math 100 Introductory Mathematics, another foundation course. for the semester will be AUB 100 Step for Success, which carries 0. Example of a perfect schedule for a first semester student. The final step from this process, after you make a selection, will be the screen is not showing. Okay. Okay.
Repeat step 9.
Victor is suggesting to repeat step 9 to make sure everybody got that.
No, just the screen.
Just the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the example of choices for a first semester schedule based on the introduced categories you're choosing courses from. And it includes English 101 Exposition, Foundation course, Math 100 Introductory Mathematics, and English 100 English Structure and Grammar, also foundation courses. Statistics, also foundation course. Principles of Microeconomics, which is a general education course, and an introductory course to the economics major, and another foundation course, AUB 100 Steps for Success. This schedule, this list of courses, totals up 16 credits, which is the optimum load for you in your first semester. If you remember, we said that every semester student will need to accumulate minimum 15 credits in order to graduate in 4 years. So in terms of number of credits, in terms of course selection, this is a wonderful schedule for you in your first semester. And with the next step, we will summarize our efforts up to now. You made some effort to make a list of courses from the groups I introduced to you. Next step and the last step will be to enter your course request in the AUBG student portal. I would like to let you know that you will receive all the possible guidance how to do that. But in addition to the email you will receive from my colleagues from Register, I have here a link which will take you to the tutorial to enter the student portal. All the information will be there. And you will enter your course request in this particular portal, which will be open effective tomorrow, July 11th, and will be open until August the 13th. So plenty of time for you to enter your course request. Take your time, take it easy, and stay in touch with us. You will be in good shape. No reason to worry or panic. And I would like also to mention that at this beginning stage of your course registration, the registrar's office staff will pre-register you for minimum 3 courses of the ones that you selected and requested in the portal. So that was meant to be the final step on your course selection. And now that you're still out of campus, and a couple of notes I would like to make to finalize this process. And they are, again, course registration will continue on campus when you arrive for orientation. We are just starting the beginning of the process, and we would like to be of help to you and assist you and do portion of it while you're still not on campus. When you come to AUBG during orientation week, we will continue working on the process with you. You will have a chance to discuss your schedule with your faculty and student advisors. We will introduce you to the official AUBG registration portal at rec.aubg.bg. And you will have the opportunity then to continue your selection of courses considering the times of the courses and the instructors. At this very beginning, we're choosing in general, simply the course. When you come here, we will work on the details. When is the course offered? Who is the instructor teaching the course, etc. And couple more notes for you to know that the course schedule for you will be finalized at the last day of the add drop week. I can imagine at this stage you're familiar with what is the add drop week. This is the first week of classes. And you will have this time to work and model and change your course schedule by the last day of the add drop week. Plenty of time for you. Plenty of time to consider many things and to make informed decisions. Of course, we will be there for you too. Until then, feel free to contact us anytime you have questions. This is my contact information, mparmakova@aubg.edu. This is my email. I would like to open how well prepared you are. There was a student, Rosen. Thank you very much for the question. I asked Rosen whether it will be okay to share his questions with the audience today. Rosen's question, first question that he asked was the following. During the orientation week, there will be placement tests in English and mathematics to determine our level. Could you tell me what are they going to cover in order to prepare for them during my summer break? To answer these questions, we have contacted our English and math department professors, and here come their direct answers to you. This is the answer from Professor Michael Cohen from our English department about the English 100 English structure and grammar placement test. Here I'm reading his answer. The English 100 grammar and structure placement test is an essay question where we will evaluate your abilities in English. You will write a short essay on a simple topic, and we look at how well you respond to the question and organization, coherence, syntax, grammar, etc. You will have 2 hours to complete the essay, which is more than enough time. Okay. Now comes the answer from our math department. This is Professor Tatiana Ivanova, one of our math professors. Here what she says about the Math 100 placement test. These tests last 1 hour and consist of approximately 18 questions, each given with multiple choice answers. The goal of the placement test is to test objectively the basic knowledge and math culture of the student. We need just a standard level of high school mathematics so that the student can follow the GENET math courses without difficulties. Any special preparation for such a test Any special preparation for such a test would give a wrong, non-adequate picture, and it's not good for the student. So I'm sure this was very helpful. If you're interested in knowing what these placement tests are about, this is, by the way, the most common question I receive. Here you got the answers. Rosen sent some other questions, and I have the question here. And here I'm reading it. Does language courses count as general education courses? So I can choose language instead of general education course. And yes, there was a answer related to this question throughout the presentation. You probably got it already, but here I will summarize. Some of the language courses do count as general education courses. For example, MLL 175, Introduction to Language and Culture Studies, as well as the intermediate level courses, intermediate French, intermediate German, intermediate Spanish. They do count as gen ed courses, and some do not. For example, the introductory level courses, introductory French, introductory German, introductory Spanish. Okay. These were some of the questions that students already sent to me, so I was happy to answer. I don't see the sound.
If you have any questions, just type these questions in the chat menu on the YouTube video. So this is the only way that we will know your questions. And while we are waiting for your questions, I just wanted to wish Nadia Traikula to have very happy birthday today, because she wrote on our group that she is having birthday today. So
happy birthday, Nadia!
Happy birthday, Nadia!
Happy birthday to Nadia. We hope she has plans for celebrations today, which is a double celebration, birthday and becoming a student at AUBG. Happy celebrations, Nadia. Again, as Victor mentioned, you're welcome to type your questions and we will read them to the entire audience. Feel free to type questions. For the time you're thinking of a question, one of the other very common questions that we receive is, what if you would like to take a higher level language course? I will just repeat something from the presentation. Let's say you have studied German in high school, but you would like to continue mastering the language. Absolutely, you can do that here. You can take a placement test with the language instructor at the start of the semester during a drop week, and waive the introductory level. The language instructor will decide which level will be appropriate for you, so you can continue at a higher level language course. Here we got a question from Veronica. Thank you, Veronica. Could we find somewhere a list of major courses? Absolutely.
So we have.
I understand. We
Okay.
lost connection at some point, but
Yeah.
here we are back and trying to answer Veronica's question. I hope you got the answer. And again, AUBG website has list of all the majors and the required courses they have, aubg.edu. If you type majors in the search box, AUBG advising website also, which is this one. I have prepared for you description of all the majors, and something very helpful that you will find there is examples of sequence of courses for every semester for your 4 years of studies. And also checklist for every major and minor. You can find a checklist on the advising website, which gives you a full picture of all the required courses for the major or the minor. And you can check up every time you took a course, you can check it out. You have the idea what is left for you to plan and consider. So again, very helpful information on the advising center website. I gave you the address for the majors and the minors with suggested course schedules for you semester for your 4 years of study, with checklist for every major or minor, which you can use to help you keep track of what you took and what is still left to be covered, and some information about faculty who are teaching in this department. Very helpful stuff. Thank you, Veronica. I see there's some more questions coming. Thank you very much for being so active. Mila is asking, could you maybe tell us which majors and minors are well combined? Excellent questions, wonderful. Students at AUBG make different combinations, and as advisors and professors also tell you that the decision of the combination will be led by your personal interest, passions, and strong aspects of what is that you do well. This information will lead you in deciding what will be a good combination for me, because it's very personal. Everybody has different interest trends, different motivations. So a kind of a self-inventory, which we can also help with, will be giving some more light of what will be a good combination for you in terms of major and minor. Every major and minor give a good set of skills and qualifications, and what particular combination you would like for yourself depends on your plans, of your strengths, of your interest and motivations. Of course, you're welcome to discuss that with me in my office. I could encourage you to visit our career center as well to discover more and look at your inventory file. They have a way to test and make inventory test for your strengths and skills, etc. So we can work together on that. Thank you, Mila, for your question. There is a question by Vili. Do elective courses count as minors? Elective courses count as minors. Again, in a course to be elective, it doesn't count neither for the major nor for the gen ed. If you take some elective courses outside of your major, for example, that could lead up to forming a minor. For example, you're very interested in doing economics major, and you do that economic major, but you also have a passion in history. So let's say you took several elective courses in addition to the gen ed requirements in history. At some point, you you can form those courses in history as a minor. I hope this answered your question. Stephanie, are the variety of courses different for each year? Variety of courses, you mean probably the group of courses I introduced to you, from which you're choosing from? Pretty much these are the courses that you will choose throughout your studies at AUBG. However, the higher level you go in terms of course, in your third, in your fourth year, you probably will be done with the general education courses and you will be focusing more on the courses within the major. So pretty much the group of courses that you choose from are the same. However, the higher status you go in terms of course, the more you will choose from the group of the major courses. This is the idea. Now you have to choose from 4 groups: foundation, gen eds, major, electives. The more you progress towards your academic career, the more you will be choosing from the major courses, okay? Another question, Ketevan, if I pronounce the name right. Hello, I was enrolled in AP classes during high school. I was wondering how I should go about getting credit for these classes. Also, can these credits help me skip certain introductory courses? I can imagine this is a question you can discuss with your admission counselor. I will also address it to my admissions colleagues after the webinar, and they get in touch with you. So let me make sure, Ketevan, I will just write down and follow up with my admission colleagues to follow up with you on this question. Joanna, hello, could you tell us more about taking 2 majors at once? I'm interested in the following combination: international relations and political science and GMC. Joanna, yes, taking 2 majors is a possibility. The amount of credits that you will need to earn in order to graduate allows you to make combination of 2 majors. As I mentioned earlier, every major comes with a combination of certain skills and qualifications. So combining political science and journalism is a very good combination of skills and qualifications you will acquire. Political science is a wonderful opportunity to develop and master critical analytical skills. A journalism major will be helping you to master your communication skills, writing, reporting. So combining those in a portfolio of skills and qualification will be a wonderful thing for you and is a possibility for students at AUBG. Of course, we can meet and discuss how you can plan it semester by semester, spending your credits on those 2 majors. But yes, this is a possibility, and most of the students in the AUBG combine 2 majors. Next question. Arseni, are all the questions already listed on the student portal or will be more added later? Good question, thank you. At the student portal, you will be able to see all the offerings, all of the course offerings for this semester. Every semester, their offerings are updated. For fall 2018, student portal will be showing you all of the course offerings for the fall 2018 semester. So yes, and spring, the following semester, the offerings will be updated. There will be some new stuff, but for the fall, all the course offerings are listed in the student portal and you will be able to see those course offerings. Next question comes from Joe. When I look at the schedule of classes online, many of them are already listed as full. How come? Yes, I'll explain why. Because the returning students already, these are the seniors, the juniors, the sophomores, and the first-year students who are already studying at AUBG go through pre-registration process in April. Before the end of the spring semester, they pre-register their courses for the fall. You will do the same when you come here. So you will be ahead of the newly accepted students. And you will know how they feel, but no reason to worry. You will have access to courses and you will graduate. So yes, the returning students have registered already for courses, but you will have plenty of opportunities to select courses from the foundation, from the general education courses. There will be spaces for you as well. Next question, when does the placement exams take place? Very good question as well. My colleagues from the office which works on the orientation schedule is planning those times right now. Hopefully, sometime in July. I'm not sure about exact timing, but they do their best to post the orientation schedule very soon, and you'll have an idea of every event which will take place during orientation, including the placement test. Normally, there will be on the first day of orientation, the placement test. So I believe orientation starts on August. You have check-in on August 29th, and perhaps August the 30th, you will have the placement test. Approximately, I believe I remember right. So just to give you an idea, but again, the exact orientation schedule will be posted for you soon. Let's see how I'm going. Questions. I do not want to miss anyone. Yenlik, what should I do if I have my SAT results and they fit the terms, so I don't need to take the Math 100 and English 100, but I did not send them to the university? My answer is, do you send them as soon as possible. Once the university have your results, you will have the opportunity to waive those 2 courses and search for other classes. Okay? Ivan, how much time participating in a sports team takes from your weekly schedule? That's a very good question. Answer will be very personal and will depend on you. And as advisor, I would like to make a comment here. Very important for the first semester is to decide very carefully on the weekly schedule and make sure the time for studying and the times for doing sports and relaxing, there is a balance, very important. And again, we try to help with this as well, because first semester, there is lots of a big portion of transition, of adjustment. So making the weekly schedule in your first semester, combining sports, extracurricular activities, studying, should be considered very well and should be very balanced, because we would like all of you to be successful. You do like that too, as well as your parents. So planning will be part of your AUB 100 steps to success, and we will try to help with that too. There is a question about placement tests. When will they take place? Again, during orientation, and orientation schedule will be posted very soon. You will know exact times. Is it possible to switch majors if we cannot keep up academically or have lost interest in the major we initially choose? If so, when is it advisable to do so? And what are the pros and cons of this? Absolutely, Alex. Yes. It's very flexible here. When you decide to follow a major path, you can change your mind. As advisor, I have had students who have done that. And system is flexible, allows you to do that. This is actually the idea of the GenEd courses. When taking them, you take a GenEd credit as well as you progress towards a major for some of the courses. So switching majors is a possibility. I have students as advisor who have done that. Of course, it requires very accurate planning so that if you decide to switch, let's say, from economics to political science major, you have enough time to fulfill the requirements. But again, you will be able to do that. It requires accurate planning and support from your advisor to do that. It's a possibility. So very good question as well. Question from Vasilina, when we have to choose if we want to have double majors. Very good question as well. Again, one of the differences of our school as well as other liberal arts universities is that you don't have to have a clear idea of your major when you come here. If you have a clear idea, it's wonderful. But if you don't, you are given the time to explore, experiment, and after the first year, let's say, you will have a good idea which direction you would like to go. So this could be the answer to your question, Vasilina. Even if it's double major, you take your foundation courses in your first year, you eventually get some GenEd courses which are introductory to the majors you have kind of an interest. And by the end of the first year, the start of the second, you will have the feel, you will know which direction or directions you would like to go. One major, two majors and a minor, or one major and a minor. You will get the idea. Okay. Maria is asking about the psychology major. Senior was announced as a new opportunity coming this fall. Yes, it's officially approved. You can check psychology if you search on the search box at the AUBG website. You will have the list of the required courses. We have a new faculty on board on psychology already. So we are ready to start the psychology major, and it's available. So you can start taking the courses, introductory courses in this major. Simona, do the introductory courses in foreign languages bring credits? All courses at AUBG bring credits. Every single course you take at AUBG comes with a certain amount of credit. Most of the courses are 3-credit courses. Some of the courses carry 4 credits. Every single course, including the introductory courses in the foreign languages, come with credits. Thank you, Simona, for asking. Arseni, you recommend to take the Math 100 course before the statistics course. Should I do that if I have a good SAT Math section score? Or should I jump to statistics at the very beginning of my studies and skip Math 100? Arseni, I would encourage you to take the placement test for one Math 100. And if you pass the placement test for Math 100, why not consider taking statistics in your first semester? Simona, do I have to pay extra for a second major? Simona, you will be paying your fixed tuition for your 120 credits, that minimum that you need to earn to graduate. And within those 120 credits needed to graduate, you will be able to plan 2 majors. So the answer is you have a fixed tuition for earning your 2 majors. You will be the same. Your tuition is the same. Joe, I am a transfer student, so I have already previously completed the foundation courses and most of the GNAT in my previous institution, so I'm worried about not finding classes. Joe, I don't think you should worry. You work, you have a different orientation schedule. I know you register for classes at this stage. You have a advisor who will be looking at your transferred credits. So you should be okay. I hope you are in touch with Dean Robert White, who is advising transfer students. So I'm sure they will be finding opportunities for you. Hopefully you contact Dean White, okay? And you can write to me and send me an email in case you have some troubles getting in touch with the Dean. Stanislava, hello, could I skip the qualifying exam in language course if I already have a language certificate? And could I take 2 language courses, for example, Intro to Spanish and Intermediate French? First question, Stanislava, you will need to meet the language instructor to discuss that. So the first step in finding out what you can do will be discussing this with the language instructor. Second question, if you would like to take 2 language courses, I would like to know more the goal of doing this, because you have certain credits to spend. If you are planning on doing a minor, it's still, the minor is just for one course, French, for example, or a minor just for the Spanish. So we could discuss that in detail. It's a possibility, but again, depends on the goal you have to do that, because it's important to know how you will spend the amount of credits you have. Okay? These were the questions that I see typed so far. And this is a perfect timing because it's passing 5 o'clock. I hope we were able to answer questions and to bring some light into the process of selecting courses despite some technical difficulties. Thank you, Victor, again for jumping and solving the problem. And thank you for your patience while we dealt with the technical issues. Again, I had a great time with you, and I am hopeful that this marks only the beginning of a communication between you and myself and the student advisors. Do talk to me, do write to me with questions. I will be delighted to answer and be in touch with you. Congratulations again. Looking forward to see you on campus, and meanwhile to answer your inquiries, questions, and suggestions. If you have suggestions for other topics that we could do webinars on, please do so. We are delighted to bring some more information to make your coming to AUBG easier and pleasant. Thank you very much. Have a nice afternoon and see you and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.